New tonight, the logistics industry is facing a growing crisis as freight fraud continues to wreak havoc on a national level.
44 News reporter Jordan Whalen has more on the impact it's having nationwide and what solution industry leaders are pursuing to combat it.
This billion-dollar issue is leaving companies, consumers, and even entire supply chains grappling with financial losses. Freight fraud, a scheme involving bad actors masquerading as legitimate motor carriers or logistics companies, is on the rise. These fraudulent entities steal or rebroker loads without the knowledge or consent of any parties involved in the transaction. Often they resort to identity theft, posing as legitimate motor carriers, deceiving others into hauling freight, and ultimately withholding payment.
We did a fraud report recently with our membership. Like our membership saw, like in terms of incidents, they dealt with like a 600% increase in fraudulent activity.
Billions of dollars lost, supply chains disrupted, and an increase in insurance and cargo claims, all of which contribute to higher costs for consumers.
The concern at the national level is, because of all these cargo claims and insurance claims and added cost of the supply chain, the end result is that this just adds to the inflationary market that, the average person when they go to the grocery store is going to bear the cost of this.
Just last week, a high-profile case brought national attention to the issue. Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar's tequila company fell victim to freight fraud when 2 tequila shipments were stolen in a double broker incident. Millions of dollars vanished with the cargo, marking just one of countless incidents that are devastating companies across the country.
I think that was like your traditional double brokering instance where, the loads were contracted out to a legitimate trucking company. That legitimate trucking company rebrokered the loads, where essentially, they give it to another carrier, 2 or 3 different carriers down the line that eventually went to this fraudulent entity.
Despite the scale of the problem, Burroughs says there's been little action from the federal government to address these crimes on the front end.
The Department of Transportation is not enforcing several of the provisions that are on the books related to addressing some of this fraud. As an association, we shouldn't have to go to Congress to say, hey, enforce what regulations you have on the books, but that's unfortunately what we're having to do.
To fight back, companies are utilizing advanced technologies and AI designed to strengthen internal processes and prevent fraudulent activity. With companies at risk, it's clear that the freight industry is in dire need of stronger protections and more vigilant practices to prevent future scams. Jordan Whalen, 44 News.
Late break.